Welcome everybody to the Token Engineering Commons. Hello, Mitch. Hey, 24 Nico. We're going to go ahead and get started. Griff is going to be joining us about 10 minutes late today. So we're going to kick it off with a round of praise. Let's start with Mateo. What do you want to praise today?
Sure, everyone. Happy Thursday. So my praise this week is especially for the people that helped Livia, myself, and Santi to handle the parameters. So those are Tam especially and Jake because and Nate of course that he's not here. They have been really active trying to make the parameters work the best for the source code implementation, and yeah, I have to praise them for that because that would help us a lot. I'll pass it to Juanca.
Thanks, Mateo. I would like to praise the people who is working on the migration to the new Discord, and those are Septimus and Ivy and Kai and Marco and Jess, especially because I think this is something that can be a big step for our organization, and it's good to be doing it in a very communicative and open way. And I also want to praise had a lot of communication with me, and I think that that communication is has a strong strengthened our relationship of trust and of like collaboration, and that is very good for me, and I'm very happy about that. And I will pass to Septimus.
Wait, Juan, who did you press last? Because my internet lag and I couldn't record it. So yeah, we can catch it.
Had a lot of communication with them, and it's been really good to strengthen our relationship.
I still didn't hear. I don't know, my internet is breaking up a bit. Can you try to repeat one last time just the name of the person?
Yes, Tam and Metaverde.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll take it now. I wanna dish praise to Edu and Levi for all the feedback they give us on the transparency audit. I also want to praise Mateo and Santi for all their work they're doing on the source code, and now they are integrating all of the feedback of the community. I know that's a hard task, but you're doing awesome. Yeah, I'll pass it to Santi.
Everyone that was involved this week in the discussions and hacking sessions for SourceCred. It's becoming very interesting, meetings and trying to tweak everything and launch and discuss how things work. We're getting a bunch of feedback from everyone, and it's very nice. So that's Libby, Tam, Jake, Mateo, and if I'm missing someone, I'll just tell Libby, Ivy before we end the meeting. And I also wanna praise Sean. He's been helping a hell of a lot on the latest meetings on the working group, on the legal working group. We've started to discuss the the terms for the proposals, and it's been amazing all the work he's been doing on the past documents to leave them almost just about ready. And I'll pass it to, I don't know if Durgadas has gone.
Hi, I'm just here. I think I'd like to just praise everybody in the call. It's great that you guys have continued, and I guess I'll pass to Nico.
Hey guys, how's it going? Is it on? To Danilo for the hack session. And I'll just praise to them. And all of you guys as well, cool. Alright. I'll add the freedoms.
All right. I want to just praise. I swear to God, I free. Well, I want to thank so many of you because I had things go on that I had to step away from take care of. Just always. And I want to just praise Tamara. Helping give things to Jess for keeping at it and helping with the common stack. That's really cool. And getting involved in the Discord and moving over. I also want to just praise again to Tam for the DAP. That's this. And I've watched it ever since. And I had to leave originally from that because of other personal situations. Anyway. Awesome. Thank you so much. I also want to just praise to my girl Ivy, who is now the head VCO of the Central Bank of Praise. So you're going to have to line up because she's chief in command now. Okay. She's got the chopper and the boat. I'd also like to just praise to Marco and Marco for really, you can just see him be an incredible project manager. He's really good at what he does, and I appreciate that. I also like Eduardo and stepping in on a whole, new approach for Hatcher and onboarding, and we are advancing token engineering. Remember, we are advancing token engineering. All right. Dishing praise. Praise. I know there's always somebody else. All right. I'm going to just praise the Soul Sister because all of your contributions as of late, I know, we all go unnoticed sometimes, but we're all still really busy. And I really thank you for always being at it. Okay. I'm going to pass it to Livia.
Thanks. I want to just praise to Meech and Elia that came to the last AMA call and for having so many questions and so much interest in the project and keeping up and showing up. Also to Heater that came in the previous call and also has been showing up. It's really cool to see your guys' interest and wanting to collaborate. And I also want to dish praise to Juan and wanting to take care of the community, on taking the things that come up and dealing with a lot of care and things that get dropped or anything that is needed. He puts a lot of love into it. I really appreciate. Praise to Juan. Also praise to Mateo and Santi because it's always very easy and fun to collaborate with you guys. And I just praise to Tam always because there's so much that she puts in and all the fronts, and it's really, really appreciated. We are going towards the hatch, and this is thanks to her. I want to just praise to Zaptimus and Ivy that have been getting all the audits running and having so many amazing ideas about this. And also praise to Eduardo, who had a really great session of the Hatchers outreach last week, bringing up a lot of interesting questions for us to discuss together. And I'll pass to Soul Sister.
Okay, I have some catching up to do. So, yes, Working Group Zero, Septimus and Livia, thanks for showing up and then getting the questions down or solicited a bit more. Praise to Michael, who also tried to help, even if he's underwater. Those token engineers who are running from projects to project is still super appreciated if you guys show up. Tamara, although she couldn't make it because I messed up the scheduling. She was super helpful. We actually reaching out and finding someone who is super suitable and engaged in the community already to join the working group zero to help with this community survey, etc. So looking good. Thanks a lot, and big praise to everyone really, and praise to Jess and Eduardo who are onboarding, not just onboarding, but really building relationships and then connecting people. It's really gorgeous to see. And of course, the TE Philosophy Gang, Durgadas, and we have a new player, Letty. Praise to you both for also helping with the more philosophical questions. Again, it's super appreciated. We're getting there. Ethical engineering for the win. And I pass it on to Griff because he just jumped in.
Thanks, Shannon. Wow, there's a lot of praise to dish, but I'll try to keep it quick. I want to praise, major praise to the Swiss membership DApp team for actually releasing commonstack.foundation, so member.commonstack.foundation. If you use it, please tell us if there's any issues. But major praise to Spanette, to Pavle, to Amin, to Fabio, to Merlin, to Sergey, who did the original designs, Marco, who touched them up, and Chris Jones, and so many. There's probably a few others too that helped a lot with making that happen. And then we have this other year-long, because we've been working on that for a year. I can't even remember all the people that helped us with it. And then we have the other year-long project that we've been working on, which is the Common Simulator, which is also just about to come out, and sim.commonstack.org. And there's too many people to praise. I'll just give Ivy the list because it's just like, it's forever. But special praise to Vitor and Fabio and Marco and Danny and Lauren and of course Santiago and sure, myself and all the other people who are taking it home to the finish line. Oh, I got to praise Tam also for taking the Swiss membership home. They're both closing the same week, and I think major praise goes to Tam for being like the closer. I mean, just like, it's done, right? Okay, it's done. It's done. It's amazing. Major praise to Livia. Also, just I don't praise her enough for the work that she's doing on bringing this cultural thing through all the way through. It's so much work, and it's so hard to understand what to do, and she's navigating it so well. It's really incredible. And Atta also doesn't get enough praise for the work that he's doing on the cultural, the TEC case study that's happening. It's really important. But I'll pass it to Jess to pass it on.
I'll pass it to Heater.
Hey everyone, hope you're all having an awesome week so far. I would like to dish praise to Livia for reaching out to me again after following up after I joined the AMA session a couple weeks back, and just checking on how my time has been going. I haven't replied yet, but I'll get to you in a second. And then also Angela, because she's been doing an awesome job hosting all the Gitcoin research group sessions, and I find those quite fascinating. So yeah, I will dish it to Zeptimus. Yeah,
close. It's getting harder now. Zepti went already, so I'll pass it to Mitch. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. I'm really happy to be here in the first community call. I met Livy and Jake yesterday, was it? And I would like to dish praise to them for helping me kind of make heads or tails of what's going on over here, and especially to Jake for getting me started in helping you guys out. So yeah, and I will pass it to Paula.
Hello. So much happy praising here. It's unbelievable. So I never praised anyone before, but I think I just start now with praise dishing everyone who is in here. And of course, especially Shepnem and Jessica. And do I always have to say why, or just do it? I just do it. And Livia, of course, because these are my most present persons in this space. And yeah, thank you for having me here. And yes, I think I'm gonna talk a minute later as well. And I think, am I the last? Anyone have an overview to this craziness?
Two more. Thanks, Paula. Welcome. And I'll pass to Caesar.
Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Would like to praise Jess. Actually, in the last sync meeting, he mentioned a number of articles and resources that had come out relatively recently, and it gave me some good reading for the week. So really appreciate that, and I'll pass it back to you, Jess.
Okay, and Tamra. Thanks, Caesar.
Hey, everyone. Okay, so we're in a hatch, and we can't do the hatch outreach that we've been doing. So I'd like to start by praising Eduardo for his efforts. I'd like to praise Luke, Pat, Ruben from PrimeDAO for making time for a TEC dive session and having such insightful discussions. I'd like to praise Durgadas because you are sharing your decentralized learning journey with so much honesty and humor. And thanks for spending time with us to have the privilege to outreach to you. And I'd like to praise Nate for stepping up and taking more responsibility. So I think he's not here, but I'd like to praise him for that. Oh, the Swiss Team Association. Fabio's, Marco K, Merlin Galate, Chris, Griff, too. I'm so glad that we finally launched. So a big praise to them, like praise times 2 to them. The Common Simulator team, who I don't know all the names of. I'm not really too involved with it, so I will just piggyback on Griff sending the list to Ivy. And thank you for educating us through gameplay. I love this. And then Griff, special praise to you for your tireless forward momentum, clear thinking, and inspiration. You are outstanding. And I'll pass to Jess, to you.
Yes, and I will be the last person to dish praise. I have a list, so it'll be quick. I want to dish praise to Paula Kuhn. Welcome. Thanks for joining us today. To you and Moritz Felipe for all of your work on the P2P learning platform, and look forward to your presentation. Durgadas for always being here and being open, and all of his contributions to the gravity training and all the guerrilla contributions, as he calls it. Solstice for weaving in the space together, and Jake for, I want to praise Jake for taking care of himself, for the self-love of recognizing that it's okay to take time to like take care of your personal life and things going on, and to remember that that's first is your family. So big praise to Jake. And Marco for all the things he's doing in comps, which has been amazing. Nate, I also want to praise Nate for stepping up and taking on some work, and Blair as well, who is not here but is still just weaving in the background constantly. So I just want to make him present. And I'll pass it to you, Griff, to take on and mention the great migration. And Griff was on my list too, to praise for the simulator and DAP, because holy man, that was a lot of work.
And I want to praise you, Jess, for taking the starting off without me while I was doing a panel and I couldn't get out of it. So thank you. Praise Jess for taking the lead and making this fun for everyone, as always. And exactly what Jess said, we have a great migration. We're moving. We have a new Discord. We've grown up. We're still going to have bridge channels and all this stuff, but definitely come join our new Discord, and there'll be a lot of action going on there. All the calls are going to start moving there, and all of these things. I'll let Wonka explain the details when maybe when we get to the Gravity channel. As always, as usual, I should say, I'm facilitating this call and Wonka's moderating. And if you guys have any issues with anybody in this community, or any issues just with yourself, even if you have any problems, Wonka leads the Gravity Working Group, and there's this awesome type form where we can be alerted of these issues and do our best to improve the relational fabric of our community. So don't be shy, big or small. Tell us what any problems you see so we can start solutioning. And thank you guys for all the beautiful praise. We love this ceremony at the beginning of the call. If you want to make it easy for Ivy to praise you, you can join the Discord, but also it's really nice to join the TE Praise channel on Telegram. And then Ivy's job will be so much easier when she has to find your Telegram handle. Also, we have this Airtable where you can give out like your favorite language to speak, or any other information that we can use to make more connections within our community. And if you really want to see the happenings, it's all about the TE community calendar. There's so much going on, and beyond the TE comments, there's so many projects in the TE space that we are just like one of many. So jump into the calendar and see what's going on. The purpose of this call is to show off all the amazing work that's been going on in the last week. Give everyone the spotlight to tell you what they do, and invite you to join us. If you have any ideas on how we can improve, please feel free to jump into this TE call agenda and notes doc and just hack away. You know, make some comments, and we'll get to it for sure. We have our Zen Hub board, which is where all the action is. If you want to see what we're doing, you have a bird's eye view up there, although it's a little detailed. We have a much better roadmap here, which is very high level, so you can see what each of the different working groups are working on. And this effort has been stewarded by Tam in the Community Stewards Working Group. So I'll just pass it to her to tell us what's going on. Tam, are you there?
Yes, but I am on mute. So sorry about that. As Griff mentioned, we have this TEC roadmap, and it is really, there's the high-level roadmap, and then there's the Zen Hub board, which is really our product backlog and our sprint-by-sprint roadmap. So if you want the minutia, or definitely go to the Zen Hub board. We are on Sprint 4 right now. Sprint 4 is titled A Rising Tide, because the success of one of us leads to the success of all of us. We're in the middle of the sprint, and we will be closing on March 4th. But if you just want to have a high-level overview of what each working group is doing sprint by sprint, and how we relate to each other, this is definitely the place to go. There's a copy of it inside the this community call agenda specifically, so anyone can refer to it anytime they want, or you could jump in the Miro board. The link is right here. So we updated the working group pages, and now there's a place for the stewards on the forum. That's not so exciting, but what is exciting is we have a really good draft of our manifesto. The link is inside the agenda. Please feel free to jump in and make some comments. We talk about the objectives of the community stewards, the working style and pace, how we onboard and offer expectations. I really I'm going to do this.
Santi. Well, I want to start inviting you all to join to the new server. It's the one that has this big T on it. And I see this as a very beautiful process. And I like this word mitosis, that is like the reproduction of cells. And we are like taking the information and all that we have learned from the TE space and making our own space to not to be separated and but to be more organized, but to be very well aligned and be in touch. Like we will have the same information, the same DNA, we will share that, but it's just a space to coordinate better. I think that is the main reason why we are moving. But I think it's also a very beautiful process of like growing and also taking steps on certain independency and autonomy. I think that's very important. And gravity and transparency are going to be the moderators of this new Discord. And I have asked Seth and Ivy to help me and with this, and we will try to be as good as we can in that role of helping the community. And besides that, today we will have the 6th Graviton training that will start after this call, and we will be discussing the TEC Code of Conduct, the Code of Conduct for Gravitons, and also we will be discussing the benefits and requirements to join and to stay in the Gravity Working Group. So everyone is invited. Everyone is invited. And also I prepared a meditation. Yes, I prepared a meditation for this training, and that's it. With that, I will pass to Hatch Outreach.
I don't see Eduardo here. I can take it though. The Hatch Outreach has is really starting to take hold. We're I'd say we're probably 90% through onboarding the core, all the stewards and all the people who are here every day at every call. And there's just a few more people left. And now we're starting to really go towards the token engineers. We need to, if we want to build the token engineering commons, we need to actually seed the hatch with as many awesome token engineers as we can. So if you know of any token engineers, please help us and talk about the magical things that the TEC is bringing to the world. And if you can, we're gonna start really focusing on creating content and things that you can support them with. But if you want some ideas, there's this onboarding hatchers script that has a lot of things going on. We also are actually tracking the people who we have spoken to on this list. If you have token engineers that you think need to be on this list, feel free to jump into the spreadsheet and add their names, so we can try to go. Lots of action going on. We meet every Wednesday at 6 p.m. In Berlin time and 9 a.m. PST. So feel free to come and join us there. And maybe I'll just let Tamara, if you have anything to add about Hatcher Outreach that we want to mention.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is we're going to have a weekly Hatcher AMA. So every week there will be a set time, and I just will have to refer to my calendar to find that. I want to say it is going to be...
It's 7 a.m. New York time on Thursday. I know this.
Thank you. Yeah. So Thursday, 1 p.m. Berlin time or 1 p.m. CET. And basically, it will be a place where anyone can come and ask questions about the hatch and determine whether or not they want to participate. So that will be it. And we are progressing with I think everything you said is great. Actually, we are looking to reach out to more people, but we've been doing one-on-ones, so it's been going quite slowly. And we're looking to do more group sessions. So maybe 4 or 5 people together with a pair of Hatcher outreach folk. Yes, I think that's it. Pass back to you, Griff.
And I'll sling it to Olivia.
Thanks. Yeah, so the SoftGov working group just had a transparency audit with Zaptimus and Ivy. So our manifesto is up to date. If you want to check what we're doing, you can click on that link, and there's all the goals and the steps and what are we taking in consideration for this working group, that it's mostly implementing Ostrom's principles for governing the commons. The Git book to, can you click there, Griff? Yeah. So this Git book was a collective effort of so many of us putting a lot of information about what are the boundaries. Oh no. Okay. Let me share my screen quick. Can you see it?
I can see it.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. So yeah, this so many people worked on this code of conduct, that it's beyond of code of conduct, is more understanding the boundaries of the TEC. So I've been putting this information here and adding a few things to also be some type of a guide for people that are joining the TEC and want to have a deeper look at what is this. So this is the Hatch DAO page. So it's what is the Hatch DAO, a little description, how to become a hatcher, and then what are the main actions you can take in the Hatch DAO, what actions or outcomes are required, what is discouraged, and what are the relevant resources. So all of them are going to have something like this. So it's going to be easy to understand what is happening here. And we've been working on the source cred implementation. So this week we had a hack session to decide the parameters of how we're gonna reward contributions. And this is just the initial phase. We'll need to test them and then pass to test them and then look again into the parameters and see from the data that we can collect what worked, what didn't, and we'll go in this process with the time and also eventually integrate the praise system, hopefully. Yeah, also we have an AMA every Wednesday at 4 p.m. CET. So if you have any questions, if you have friends that want to join and don't know where to start, they can join us on Wednesday and we can chat about where you're coming from, what you're interested about. And then there are these posts that we've been keeping track from some of our discussions that are always a fun place to share your thoughts. And yeah, that's it for me, and I'll pass to Zaptimus with transparency.
Thank you, Levi. On transparency, this week we did the audit for Softcop and Hatcher's outreach. I don't know if my internet is working good. Another thing I want to say is please, when Ivy do the price, check it out because where my internet is not working perfect. I got most of them, but some were missed. So yeah, please check them. And we are also one of the feedback we gathered, and we are going to implement, and Ivy already is working on that, is to make the audit on an Excel instead of on a Google Doc because it's going to be easier for the people. And yeah, we are just we keep working on this mutual accountability. And I'll pass it to Sevnem.
Can you hear me? Okay. Perfect. Thank you. So working group Omega, it's really about finding token engineering community's punchline, as Durgadas stepped in last week. So it's really about finding our ethos, or basically we have a hypothesis about our ethos, which is ethical engineering, and which is a super important topic with this godlike technology, as it said, that we have at our disposal. And yes, finding the questions, what to ask. We want to ask practical questions to really get to know the token engineers and their current problems, wherever we can help them, what proposals will be super helpful, etc. But at the same time, we want to have and ask those more fundamental questions. So last time, we basically had a roundup. We lost Fabian along the way, which is super sad. I haven't heard from him over weeks. Hope he's good. Hope he's healthy and fine. Yeah, but I think we will get, we have enough info and we will finish these questions. There is this co-location with comments gathering. We have a small question open. I think next time when we meet on the 3rd of February, we will get to that a bit more. But Felix had the idea that we could have also, are invited to have our token engineering commons gathering, maybe co-located, and basically some of the stewards got excited, right? So basically we'll just check out what are the possibilities, if we can travel, etc. For next time. Yes, great speakers. Michael, also Jaromil is a character, human readable smart contracts, Dine, crypto anarchists. So it's going to be a really good venue in Austria. Oh, I want to travel so bad. Oh, let's fingers crossed. Yeah, and I have nothing to say to early birds. Yeah, come in early and you will get, I'm sure there will be tech discounts with the tech tokens. So we haven't checked more details, but I'm sure we can talk about more details and give more details next time, after the next time we meet. Yes. And Jessica, communications working group.
Thanks, Shabnam. Yeah, it looks like it'll be a good time. Thanks coming up for sure. Communications working group. I guess our call the last few weeks has been we're decentralizing. We have a lot of leaders running projects now, and we've kind of fractalized within our working group, which is great. The main things to share this week, we have fancy new graphics. Just want to give a little shout out to Marco for this design. We've got some really cool little sacred geometry things going on for all the different working groups. Has their own symbol now that can ripple through the metaverse with all of the nice symbology and memetics here. So that's really cool. Onboarding video interviews. So we are working on a community video to interview members. Zepti, thanks for stepping in to support that. So he's going to be reaching out to you soon to do just a quick few questions, recorded interview that's going to be turned into an awesome video for the Hatch app and some of our communications to have sharing from the community, different voices, different faces, different languages to show how diverse our community is. So that would be great. And then also soon to be released, an article about kind of the Promethean fire and this like new technology and how important it is that we're responsible so we can light the way and not burn ourselves with it. It's all about TE public goods and the knowledge commons we're building. So coming to a Medium release and tweet near you. You can be on the lookout for this article. Also upcoming, we have our praise quant this Saturday. If anybody wants to volunteer, we dish loads and loads of praise. So we need people to then manually quantify it until we get our source credit up and running with the new Discord and figure out how we're going to pass this on. We do it block by block in the Excel spreadsheet. And from that comes our new news articles. So at the beginning of next week, we'll be checking our praise blog to see how many impact hours you have, which will be really important for the upcoming hatch. So that article will be out at the beginning of next week. And then we now have a Twitter calendar that Ivy has put together. So if you have a submission, if you're working on a project or you want us to retweet something, or you see some cool research about token engineering that you think should be shared in the ecosystem, we would love to have some more input on Twitter. If you've got a tweet, an event, anything happening in the ecosystem that you want to share, you can access this calendar. So Ivy's going to share this, and I'll post it in the comms channel and the general channel, so that if you have some submissions, that'd be great. And we're still accepting guest blog submissions. So if you have any thoughts you want to share, ideas about the cultural build, about token engineering, please reach out to me if you've got a blog that you want to submit. And finally, of course, everything's happening on Twitter always. If you want to know what's going on, there's so many events happening in the space. We've got the TEC labs producing really cool stuff. So with that, I will pass it to the TEC Paramms and the Commons Swarms.
Okay, hi everybody. To having the actual site with Streamline the DAO, where you get to, your choice, your economy, you get to choose params. We are like right there. We have a few little touch-ups. It's right there. It's awesome. Really excited about that. Something's really cool. It's also working. Like this Vitor is amazing. More praise to Vitor, because it's just fantastic. It is absolutely so cool that this has all come together. I also want to take this quick minute to tell you that, it was like 2 months ago, 11:30 at night, when Griff called me and said, I have this idea. And then the next day we started thinking about how we were going to do this. And now here we are, and all these pieces and parts and everybody, and now it's an actual site, and you get to actually move slides. I'm just really thankful for everybody that's been a part of it. Okay, what else? Token log. Make sure you're using token log. You have impact tokens. Use token log. It's important. It's cool, and we're using it already for ourselves and other issues. And it's it can be adaptable to all kinds of things. And I like that token log. Wes is cool. Use token log. Other than that, we're right there. We're everything's coming together. You got the DApp done. Got our site almost ready to go. We're about to. Everybody's coming together. Everybody's doing. I also hurry up because he's not here, and I know Griff will take over. But Sam got me my template, which is really freaking cool, because now we're ready for the upgrade. We can start on the process for the ABC. So everybody, we're here, and now we're going to start getting into the technical stuff. This wasn't technical yet. Now it's going to get complicated. Woohoo! With it, and that's very nice of him. Okay, go ahead, Griff.
There it is. Yeah. Common Swarm side. Thank you, Jake. And seriously, guys, if you want to see a sneak preview of the way these WG and architect that's ever launched. It's incredible, and we're going to be in. This wait. And it's been we don't need that. Also, Dominic Williams, who started Definity, means that if the results of a DAO vote flip, if it goes from yes to no at the end of the vote, you solution to like wait itself out, so the people who didn't vote have extra time to vote in this interesting case. These are very important DAO mechanics, and we're evolving the way governance works. And the Token Engineering Commons is going to be one of the first people there. So it's super cool. And if you really want to dive into the weeds, I did an interview with Luke this week to go through all of the parameters. Most of the parameters that are listed in our new DAO template. And he goes deep into what each parameter means. And so we'll transition that. Mitch was there and produced a great document. Explain all these parameters. On the more technical side of things, we're still stuck on this hatch freeze. Sadly, there's some real technical hiccups, but we need to test that everything works from a DAO deployment. But we've been stuck on deploying just because Truffle doesn't deploy the DAOs anymore. It's so sad. And so we're hacking through it. Once we have the test DAO deployed, and we can test that the impact hour minting works, and that we can upgrade from the DAO, from the hatch DAO to the Commons upgrade, then we can actually start voting on the hatch, and we can freeze the hatch contracts, get them audited, and then we can start the process. So yeah, and if you want to learn more about Celeste, which is the Aragon court transported and improved by OneHive, which we're likely to integrate, eventually this will go to vote, but that'll take some time. It's very interesting, very cool, and will be part of our system. So check it out. And of course, we have these old templates that you can try out. They still work. You can, if you'd like to actually try to interact with our bonding curve or vote on conviction voting, you can do it in a test way here. And probably the biggest news is that all of this work, all of this amazing stuff comes from our partnership with OneHive. So major praise to all the people who voted for our OneHive funding request. It passed successfully, so the Commons Swarm for the TEC and other commons beyond that, which is super cool. And with that, I'm excited to pass.
And here we go. So Jack knows bestimmt there's a rapper called Common, and he's got an album, Electric Circus, but this is not about that. So Electric Circus is a game-based but it's based on this ecosystem value flows course, which basically based on the real pain that we need to get so many different perspectives and people with different backgrounds to agree and create their ecosystem. I mean, you can imagine that this Token Engineering Commons hatch wasn't an easy ride, and it's done by token engineers for token engineers. And basically, as you know, I come from clean energy access, decentralized energy systems, and have been basically really fighting for the past 5 years, although this is these new technologies into especially really old domains like electricity, but there are many, many more places where the technology could do wonders. But the existing institutions, but also especially people's mindset, like it's so many new thinking and mindset shifts that need to happen, such that people really can participate, know what is going on, coming in, making the rules, dropping the parameters, and everything is going to be fine. But actually have this game-based environment, which we believe we can have a web-based framework or web-based solution for it. Have this game-based framework that leads the participants through actually what we also do in the ecosystem value flows course, in defining those value creators, value sharing, defining the rules together, that really these domain side that maybe is not even digital native and the techies can find a common language. And especially because it's game-based and it's online, we can also, I hope, it creates better representation of value flows. I mean, one of the main drivers behind all of this is actually the grand jeu. Federico et al., Rafaela, who brought it into token engineering. It is a game, a tabletop game for game designers, basically for this co-creation. And basically, it all started with that about almost over a year ago, where we saw that these game-based, playful environments are actually really, really good for people to come together who have no common language, but have this in a playful environment, create these dynamic systems without even knowing, simulate the little economies that they create. Yes, and basically, this idea came, or the idea for the framework was there, but the main initiator to get this really started was then, what kind of ecosystem could we co-create as one of the first, maybe customization or first test was the impact pirates, that we said, okay, let's imagine, and there are, so many eco-villages, local value creation, and some who we have contacts to are actually thinking about using these new technologies for fundraising and collaborative decision making. But also there is this whole global coordination and information exchange and knowledge management game behind this, that is where we think trying it out with these story impact pirates could be a great thing. And 3 months ago, we actually did a Gitcoin grant. And although we didn't have any time to, root for it, it got really some love from the community. And I truly believe when we describe the potential which we have and open source it and be a lot of supporters, and the first supporters are actually Ape Unit. And I just want to give it to Paula so that she can, introduce herself. It's the first time she also joins the call, Token Engineering Commons. But Ape Unit is a real good, also decentralizing collective or company, but you can explain better than me, Paula, a bit to your background and basically our plan that the team in Ape Unit will take the tech lead in the implementation when we get this proposal funded.
I think you already said the biggest part. I'm Paula. I'm a bit overflown by this whole meeting, but I'm in a very positive way. As Shepard already said, I'm also working for Ape Unit, but I think before that I got in touch with the whole Common Stack and token engineering community. That led me also via Shepard into the Grand Jeu group, where I started playing this fantastic game as well with the help from Federico, and I really got excited about that. And Shepard and I started talking about this proposal. It's let's say a collective out of strategists, developer, and designers, with one unit professionalized on, if you can say professionalized, on decentralized applications and the whole infrastructure. As well, focusing on our own projects that are much closer to our own interests. And this way I also would love to finally connect the TE comes with Ape Unit, not only with another proposal that we are talking about next week, which is the peer-to-peer learning platform, which is again also building the bridge to co-creation. It's about co-learning, and I don't know if I missed something out, but ask me anything if you want.
That's amazing. I think we're a little short on time for questions. No, but this is an amazing.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's fantastic. I mean, or some kind of background, but really, how do you get the human behavior thing? And this is why Electric Circus and La Grand Jeu and all these awesome human simulators are so important. So, and I want to invite everyone to come become a Graviton. They have Graviton training. Mind blowing. It'll be in the Gravity channel, and Juan will blow our minds as always. Thank you guys. See you next week.